bustling city of Prosperityville, there lived a humble family named the Guptas. Every year, the Gupta family eagerly awaited the festival of Dhanteras, a time when the air was filled with anticipation, and homes were adorned with lights and decorations. This year, the Guptas faced financial challenges, and the approaching festival only added to their worries. Mrs. Gupta, however, was determined to make Dhanteras special for her family despite the financial constraints. As the festival neared, Mrs. Gupta hatched a plan. She decided to save a small amount from their daily expenses to buy a unique gift for each family member. Mr. Gupta, their daughter Pari, and their elderly grandmother were unaware of Mrs. Gupta's plan, but they could sense her excitement and dedication. On the day of Dhanteras, the family gathered for a simple yet heartfelt puja ritual. Mrs. Gupta, with a sparkle in her eyes, presented each family member with a carefully chosen gift. To Mr. Gupta, she handed a beautiful pen, symbolizing knowledge and wisdom. "May your thoughts flow like ink on paper, bringing prosperity to our family," she said with a smile. Pari received a small potted plant, representing growth and new beginnings. Mrs. Gupta expressed her hope that Pari would blossom into a strong and resilient individual. For her grandmother, Mrs. Gupta had a hand-knit shawl, a labor of love that represented warmth and care. "May this shawl bring comfort and joy, just as your presence does for our family," Mrs. Gupta shared, her eyes moist with gratitude. As the family embraced their gifts, a sudden knock on the door interrupted the festive atmosphere. Surprised, they opened the door to find an old woman with a weathered face and a tattered shawl. "I've heard about the generosity of the Gupta family," the woman said, "and I've come to seek a blessing for my family. We are in dire need." Mrs. Gupta, without hesitation, invited the woman in. She shared the little they had, offering her a seat and some warm tea. The old woman felt the warmth of the Gupta home, not just from the tea but from the generosity and kindness that enveloped the room. After a heartfelt conversation, the old woman reached into her bag and pulled out a small, worn coin. "This is a magical coin," she explained. "It has the power to bring abundance to those who share their blessings without expecting anything in return." With a twinkle in her eye, Mrs. Gupta graciously accepted the coin, grateful for the unexpected blessing. As the old woman left, the Gupta family gathered around the magical coin, realizing the true spirit of Dhanteras. It wasn't about the value of the gifts or the grandeur of celebrations, but about the love, compassion, and generosity that filled their hearts. That night, as the Gupta family lit lamps around their home, the magical coin rested at the center of their puja. Little did they know that the simple act of kindness had set in motion a series of events that would transform their lives. In the days that followed, unexpected opportunities unfolded for the Gupta family. Mr. Gupta's long-lost friend offered him a job, Pari's academic achievements were recognized with a scholarship, and a distant relative gifted them a cow, bringing prosperity to their home. The Guptas realized that the true magic of Dhanteras lay not in material wealth but in the wealth of love, compassion, and the joy of giving. As they basked in the newfound abundance that surrounded them, they held on to the magical coin as a reminder of the transformative power of generosity and the blessings that come from the heart.